What's going on, guys? Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. And we're going to cover how we book 10 to 15 appointments every single day through Facebook DMs. And this is going to be for you if you run an agency or any service-based B2B business. Now, most of us want to book more appointments, but we don't know how. And so I'm going to reveal the curtains. We're going to get straight to the sauce. We're not going to cover any surface level. It's going to be tactical things that you could take away at the end of this video. And I broke it down into 3 components. So number 1 is audience. Number 2 is volume, automation plus people. And number 3 is follow-up. And follow-up is the most important. So make sure to watch this entire video if you guys want all the sauce. If you want all the sauce, do this. All right. So number 1 is audience. Most people don't start here. They don't know who they're targeting. And a question I have for you guys, if you don't know who you're targeting, how are you going to make any sort of outbound campaigns work, or any sort of advertising or marketing in general? Outbound prospecting is marketing. You guys need to understand who is the end user. It's a very good question to ask yourself as well as your team. See if your appointment setting team, if you guys have one, understand who's the end user. Who are we going after? What are their problems? What are their pain points? It sounds very basic. You guys might have already heard this as a business fundamental, but a lot of people get the fundamentals wrong. And so understand your market's pain points and your solution and how you can communicate problem to solution. All right. Once you have your ideal avatar, you can find out where they hang out. And that's the very first step. So Facebook groups are awesome for this, right? Because Facebook groups takes people that have the same problem and puts it into one group. It's almost like Facebook wants us to make money. And if you can understand this and the power of the fact that Facebook groups people together that have the same problems, then you can just go into that group, scrape everybody in that group, present a good solution to their problems. Again, this happens when you know the market well. Influencers. Find the influencers that hold a majority of your audience. So for example, in real estate, there's Ryan Serhant. In, let's say, my niche, there's Iman Gotzi, there's Sam Ovens, there's Joel Kaplan, right? So I'm going to find these influencers because they've already done all the work, guys. They've already done all the work. And if you're first starting off or you don't have as big of an audience just yet, then you're going to want to use leverage. Use leverage. And the main point that I'm driving across with the Facebook groups, the influencers, and the active users is that you want to find where your audience, your market, is hanging out. And so influencers are a great way to do that. You can stalk them. You can do audience hack. More on that later, but that's going to be one thing that you can do. The last thing here when you're looking for audiences is to make sure that you're going after people that are active, right? There's a lot of accounts that are dead, and there might be people that just come on once a week. You really want to find people that you can conversate with and that you can have daily interactions with, right? So the way to find these people is going to be people that do CTAs. So whenever you're finding influencers, let's say, for example, I find Joel Kaplan or Iman Gotzi, and he has a call to action post. I'm going to go on that post and see everyone that commented for a freebie or for a free course, and I am going to message them, or I'm going to have our team go ahead and message them. And that way you're engaging with your ideal market, but also people that are active so that they can actually respond to your message and they can actually see your message, right? They got to see your message. You can do the same thing for people that like, comment, and that make posts. If they're doing any of these 4, then most likely they're active. All right, so that's for audience. Now, the way that you can do this, I have some softwares here that can make it easy for you. So we have something called FlowChat, which is a CRM, but it's a CRM specifically for DMs, which makes it great. Let me say that again. It's specifically meant for DMs. So if you're not using this tool, it's a game changer. Make sure if you guys want to scale appointments with Facebook DMs, you use FlowChat. Second one is Phantom Buster. Phantom Buster is great for scraping leads and doing a lot of the grunt work. It's a great tool that I use every single day, so I would highly recommend looking into that. Phantom Buster. Now, a few problems here, right? Most people go about shotgun approach with prospecting. They shoot the gun once, like a shotgun, and they never think about the 4th or 5th round, which is super important. When you guys are doing outbound prospecting, I want you to think of it more as a sniper approach, which means see the bigger picture. When you're shooting a shotgun, you're just going around and just putting out the rounds everywhere. When you're a sniper, you see the long term and you can be very detailed on what you're doing. And so how this relates to what we're talking about here is that when you are outreaching and when you're doing outbound prospecting, make sure that you have the bigger picture in mind. Don't message people thinking that the first message is going to be the sale. And I struggled with this a lot, but I think we really need to understand this. So let me just say it again. Don't message people as if the first message is going to be a sale. Understand that you're going to have to recycle leads. And so the goal isn't to just send one message and sell someone or sell somebody onto a call. The goal is actually really to start having a relationship with everyone, knowing that you're going to have to recycle the market. When you're doing volume in outbound prospecting, you're going to go through a whole list very, very fast. And so you want to keep the big picture in mind, unless you just want to be in business for 2 months, which this video is not for you if that's the case. But most likely you want to be in business for a while. And if you want to be in business for a while in the same market, make sure that you're seeing the bigger picture and you're organizing all the leads into a database, right? And being organized with that, okay? And this has a compound effect with organized effort and persistence. People will recognize the fact that you're not having like 5 people on your team hit up the same person. That's very disorganized, and that can come across as unprofessional. So that's why you want to organize all the leads so that you're not having different team members hit up the same people. That's just one example. There's a lot of examples where this could go wrong, and that's why you want to make sure that you're organizing everything in a pipeline. Okay, so the call flow. All right, so it should be prospecting, database. So you should prospect high quality leads. You should put them into a database of any sort. Flow chat is what I recommend, right? Then you want to send out the outreach. You want to follow up with the leads. You want to then book a call, and then comes a sale. All right, so make sure that you follow this order when it comes to the flow, and just find the audience, provide a better solution to these prospects, and once you can communicate your value to them on how you're going to solve their problem or how you have the solution, they will literally start coming to you with money, handing you 5K packages, 10K packages, if you can clearly articulate your solution to their problem. Okay, so that's for audience. Make sure you guys have a good audience and you guys have a good, effective way to just constantly reach out to high quality leads. That's the whole point. Number 2 is volume. Okay, so you have 2 ways to do volume. One is automation. The second one is people. So with automation, when it comes to Facebook or IG bots, there's a lot of automations there, and it can send out messages for you. This is a gray area. I've yet to find a tool. There's other people that say there are tools. Honestly, a lot of the tools last a month and then they're gone after 2 months. So just do your own research, but I'm sure there's a lot of good bots that you guys can use to automate your messages. Right now, we're still using people. So it is a bit laborious because we're dealing with 4 to 6 VAs. But these VAs are cheap. You know, you can pay them $3 to $5 an hour. And if you break down the numbers, the most important thing, guys, is yes, there comes a point in business where you want to be efficient, you want to be effective, and you want to reduce human labor if you can, replace it with AI or automation. But the thing is, don't let this be an excuse to not send out messages. You know what I mean? Like, I have guys that I coach as well as clients that they're like, oh, but this is not a high value task. But they'd rather just lay down on their phones and not do anything. I'm like, guys, the point is, yes, use automation. But if you don't have anybody on your team or you're not going to figure it out, then make sure that you are doing the work or you're having somebody in your team do the work. Like, just do the thing, which is volume. Keep the end thing in mind, which is volume. So with that being said, let's break down some numbers. If you guys ever go on a coaching call with me or ever do an audit on your business, I will always break down numbers. And the reason why I believe in numbers is that a lot of people can talk. A lot of people can talk and they can come up with theories and all that. I love numbers because you can't lie. Numbers don't lie. Numbers do not lie. And so if you can, this is how I do it in my head, is with outbound prospecting. The reason why I became obsessed with it is that I looked at the numbers, and something about the numbers gave me a reassurance that this was going to work. And so for me, now whenever I do any sort of outbound prospecting campaigns for our clients or for ourselves, I look at what data are we getting back. So we send out 1,000 messages. What's the data that comes back in terms of leads, in terms of book calls, in terms of sales, cash collected, profit, all of that. And I look at the numbers and I just see if this makes sense. But now I'm not looking at, do I feel like this is going to work? I look at numbers, and if the numbers work, then the system will work. And it's not a guessing game. It's pure logic. Okay, so let me explain. 200 DMs a day. Let's take a scenario of 200 DMs a day. Let's say that you're sending out 200 Facebook DMs a day to a good audience, right? That's important. Let's say you get a 3% booking rate from new messages to booking. So that means for every new message, let's say 100 new messages, you get 3 people to book an appointment with you. All right, so that's 6 appointments. In my head, okay, this is literally how my head works here, is that I know if we send out 200 DMs, if I just blast out 200 DMs with data, with number, I will get 6 back. So when you ask me, so now it's just like, this happens all the time with our clients. Okay, so you send out 200 DMs, you got 6 appointments. You said you want 24 appointments. What do you think you have to do? What do you think you have to do? The answer is clear, guys. If you want to get 24 appointments, send out 800 DMs a day. Okay, just times it by 4. Have a margin of error, of course. Like have like 20%, 15%. But generally, if you just times this number by 4, you're going to times your results by 4. And so the only thing that you have to figure out, and I tell all of our clients, I make things very, very simple. Just focus on one thing. Focus on one thing, and focus on the one thing that will make everything else irrelevant. Which means control the inputs. Control the inputs. Okay? And the way that we control our inputs for our clients as well as for ourselves is we just work this number. This is the one thing. I promise you, if you can change one thing, you can still have a high booking rate, guys, but if you're only sending out 50 messages a day, guess what? You'll never beat me. You'll never beat any of our clients, because we, as a team, as a company, are always going to focus on the inputs, because the inputs is what creates the outputs. And if I can constantly have our team geared and focused towards increasing this number every single day, 800 DMs is going to look like shit when I look back in 6 months. I want to make sure that we can get this to 5,000 if possible a day, even 10,000. There should be no limit. This should always constantly go up, and we should always figure out as a leadership team, how do we get this number up? Okay, and there's going to be a popcorn effect. So these are real metrics that I can show you guys with the Facebook DMs. You can see right here. These are all the percentages based off of new messages, I believe. So you guys can see it all comes down to numbers. And I was able to do this because I understood the numbers, and I was confident enough to scale because I knew that these were going to be the percentages. Okay, so here's some problems. Your Facebook accounts are going to get blocked fucking left and right. Trust me when I say this. This was like the biggest headache for me, trying to figure out how to send out more messages. Because in order to send out more messages, you need more Facebook accounts. So this is going to be a problem. I'm telling you right now. Make sure to limit your DMs per account by 30 DMs. Don't go over this. This is what we found as the saucy number. I would say new DMs. So these are new DMs that you're sending out for the first time. The problem will be that you get blocked left and right. The solution, can't give you guys a problem without a solution. The solution is that you need a predictable and fast process to get more Facebook accounts. You need to have a process where it's like, okay, like a snap of a finger, you have like 10 Facebook accounts that are warm, that are ready to go. Right? A lot of people, they try to warm up the Facebook accounts. And it's like, guys, that takes fucking 2 weeks to do. You're going to wait around 2 weeks. Yes, you can be ahead of the curve and, just get the 2 weeks over with and then just constantly do that. You can, and that's what I'm saying. Like, that's one option that you can do. Buy aged Facebook accounts, ACC Farm. But I always had problems. I don't know why. Like, these accounts are hit or miss. Honestly, all accounts are going to be hit or miss. Another alternative, and this is some real sauce that you guys can take here, is just start a Facebook rental company. Facebook account rental company. What I mean by that is there's a lot of VA groups out there, and the response will be overwhelming. What you will say is you will go into the group and you will say, guys, I am willing to pay $30 per month, or you just say $30 per account for your Facebook account, and it needs to meet this criteria, right? And you just look for people that have like really warm Facebook accounts that they use often, that look legit, that have been around, they are legit, and those are the best Facebook profiles, not the ones on ACC Farm, guys. Come on, let's be honest. Like real, if we're trying to play the game that Facebook's trying to play, they're gonna look for accounts. Facebook is gonna, I assure you, they have a team that look for accounts that ACC Farm sells, right? They look for activity like that because they know we exist. So the way to get around that, you gotta think, guys. I'm telling you, it's a thinking game. The way to get around this is that, okay, let's play Facebook's game. Why don't we just buy a profile or rent a profile from someone that actually uses Facebook instead of just an account that I'm going to buy, right? That's going to be everything, because it is really a real Facebook account. Everything is going to go accordance to Facebook, all right? So that's one thing that you guys can do. Another problem is that you're going to have a low booking rate from DMs. Okay, this is probably the biggest problem as well. And what I want you to do is just do a diagnostic. Look at the different things that are not working. And this is what helped me in my business as well. Is like, look at problems as you're like a doctor. Okay, you're a doctor. If my team or anyone's team comes to me and they say I have a low booking rate from DMs, what I'm going to say as a experienced doctor, right, is, okay, let me ask you a few questions. Right? What's your script? What's your offer? Right? How many leads are you getting? Where are you getting the leads? Who are you hitting up? Let me see the combos. What's the conversation like? Are you guys having effective, efficient conversations? I'm going to look at different things and do a diagnostic to see why it's a low booking rate. It's not a low booking rate just because it's a low booking rate. There's a reason why it's a low booking rate, and you want to look at that and find out what that looks like. Last thing, follow-up. Okay. Follow-up is what I correlate with Riz game. Okay, you guys know Riz game, pickup game with girls and dating. How is your follow-up game, guys? Your follow-up game is crucial, right? Dating is honestly very, very similar to outbound prospecting. When I do coaching, I talk about dating a lot because it has hand in hand to do with outbound prospecting and just sales in general, okay? So the one thing to fix your follow-up game and your dating game is pipeline management, okay? Pipeline management, 101. Fix this in your business, make more money, you date more girls. Okay, most scenarios. I'll give you most scenarios of what people do. This is the exact opposite of pipeline management. Okay, they find qualified leads. They send a new message. They get a positive response. They even might book a call if they go that far. And then the call no-shows, and guess what? They don't fucking hit them up afterwards. They don't even know what to do afterwards. They don't even have a structured, organized way to hit up people that don't show up for a call. It's like, guys, if we're not doing this, then like, how do we expect to make money? If people book a call with us, they don't show up, and we're just like, oh, fuck, they didn't show up. Oh, just leave them. Like, do you want to make money? You know, it's like, we're the ones doing the effort to get them on a call. Why would we stop when they don't show up and just not have an organized, structured way to follow up with them? Just because they didn't show up to the first call. Makes no sense, guys. Come on, we can do better. All right? And then here's a scenario that probably most people do. You know, this is a pretty good scenario, but this is where I find most clients struggle is they find qualified leads. Great job. They send a new message. Great job. They even get a positive response. They get a lead. Great job. Question mark. Question mark. Question mark. What happens after the positive response? They get a positive response. They don't have a way to input the leads into a CRM. And if you guys don't have a way to input and fill out a form for every lead that comes in so that you can have it into your database, into your CRM, so that you can actually follow up, you're losing money. If you don't have a clear way to find out who responded in a positive way and became a lead, okay, you guys get my point. So same thing, shotgun approach versus sniper approach. Are you going to see the bigger picture, or are you going to be very short-sighted and only see surface level, right? This is called surface level. You guys are only seeing, oh, they didn't show up, no money. They gave me a positive response, but they didn't book a call, no money. You guys aren't seeing the bigger picture, okay? Big picture in the game is build a relationship with everyone. Dating is the same thing, okay? You don't want to just get on a date, the girl gives you interest, and then you have no way to follow up because you don't have a system, you don't have structure. So have a way that you can follow up, build relationships, maintain relationships, build that, compound that, and a lot of good things will happen, okay? So the workflow for this, all right? Work backwards from hot to cold, okay? And with qualified prospects. What I mean by that is follow up based on priority so you could maximize you and your team's efforts, okay? And so you don't want to follow up with people from new message that didn't give a positive response, okay? First, base it off of priorities so that you do the right actions first and then work your way down. So what that looks like is this, okay? Pitched. So people that you pitched that didn't buy. Those are the people that you follow up with first, that you and your team follow up with first. Every single day, you follow up with these people. Then you work down that list. People that showed to the call, but you didn't pitch, right? That's the second priority. Follow up with all those people. Booked a call, didn't show. Gave a positive response, didn't book a call. New message, didn't give a positive response. You follow this order top to bottom, and you are prioritizing the right actions. Again, the solution for this all to have good follow-up game in dating as well as in business. If you want to book more appointments and get 10 to 15 appointments per day through Facebook DMs, is going to be your database and CRM. Make sure that you guys have a CRM for all of the leads that you guys have. Again, I recommend Flowchat. This is software that you guys want to check out. Okay. And yeah, just make sure that you guys have a CRM that's going to allow you to create tasks, it's going to allow you to create workflows, calendar events, notes, so that everyone on your team has a very clear idea of who to follow up with, who the prospect is. You guys build the customer profile so that eventually when you guys follow up again, guess what? Because you have structure, the prospect is going to realize, oh shit, like they remember our conversation, or they actually have notes, or they actually know what I'm making, or they actually know my situation because we've done our homework. We see the bigger picture. We do a sniper approach, and people love that shit, and they will buy because they feel like you understand them. Okay? So make sure you guys have a CRM. That's the biggest thing. All right? And if you do this, I promise you, by implementing a stronger follow-up game, you will increase your appointment booking rate by at least 30%. You don't even need more appointments. You just need to follow up better. And so you don't need more appointments. You can increase by 30% by taking the current appointment flow and fix your follow-up game by adding a CRM and a database. All right. So that is everything there. That is everything I covered. So if you guys are a service-based B2B business, or you're an agency, local lead gen agency, again, we grew our own Cairo agency from 0 to 650,000 cash collected. That was just for the agency. So we're very good at what we do when it comes to local lead gen because we ran a local lead gen agency. But honestly, any agencies, short form agencies, we've seen success with as well. So if you're any of these three above, we're doing a pay per call where you guys pay us per book call, or we can also just build out this entire system that I broke down here so that you can book more appointments and make more sales, make more profit, live a better life. You could book a time with our team. I'll have the calendar link somewhere over here, or you can shoot me a DM. Or if you don't have time to invest right now, perfectly fine. We have a Facebook group, VIP Facebook group. We have live trainings. We have a community group chat. We have a lot of good sauce in that. So if you want more sauce and better sauce, join the Facebook group. But for right now, if you just want to keep watching the content, go ahead, keep doing that. I don't mind. And let me know if you guys want more videos or what more videos you want from me. This was on Facebook DMs. I can do cold emails, cold calls, a lot of good stuff here. All right. So thank you again for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.